we're going to get started here. I'd like to thank everybody who's joining us this week for this week's edition of the Long Coffee Break. My name is Jordan Weiss. I'm a sales engineer here at Long. Today we have a very special guest, Marley Spiegelberg from Condair. We're going to talk about humidification and adiabatic cooling and the product line that Condair has to offer. She's coming us live from Canada. So really happy about that. And I'm going to push it over to her and let's get started. So Marley, take us away.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me again. So I was here in June talking about just our DL products. So today I'll be talking about the whole Condair product line. Condair is a very solutions-based company. We offer basically every type of humidification technology out there. So we really tend to look at your application and see how our products can fit versus trying to fit our product into your project or application. So the agenda for today, we'll go over the Condair portfolio. We'll look at isothermal technologies and adiabatic technologies, the differences and some features and benefits of each type of technology, and then just do a quick recap, some takeaways at the end. So starting with the Condair portfolio, we do split up types of humidification into adiabatic and isothermal. So with adiabatic, you have atomization as well as evaporation. And then with isothermal, we're looking at vaporization. So for humidification in general, water needs to change state from liquid to vapor. This uses about 1,000 BTUs of energy. So steam humidifiers add energy to the water using some type of energy source like gas, electricity to boil the water, whereas adiabatic humidification, water takes energy from the surrounding air to make that phase change. So this can either happen again by atomization or evaporation of the water. And along with humidification, you also get that cooling effect that when water evaporates, it pulls energy from the air. So you sense that change in thermal energy or temperature. So in atomization, we have high pressure nozzle systems. You have ultrasonic humidifiers, which are very common in residential applications. In evaporation, you have evaporative media, which is very common for like large data centers. And in between, you have a hybrid style humidifier, which I talked about with the DL series in June. And for our isothermal products, we're looking at gas steam, electric steam, resistive element, which is part of electric, and then live steam systems. So just going through the Condair product portfolio, we'll start with isothermal systems. We have our bread and butter product, which is the Condair EL. So this is a very popular system with the canister or cylinder that you can scale up and then replace at the end of the season once it's all scaled. And that uses conductivity in the water to boil. We have the resistive element, which is more like a kettle type humidifier. We have our gas-fired system. And then we have our central steam system. So that, again, uses boiler plant steam. So you can either inject it directly into the duct with the live steam system, or you can do a steam-to-steam exchange with fresh water with that SE at the far right-hand side. And then you can direct the steam either to a distributor in the space, like a blower pack, or you can distribute it within a duct or air handling system, which is the most common application we see. And our common distribution is called the SAMI. Next, our adiabatic product line, we have our evaporative systems, the MEMC. We have the ultrasonic US series. We have our high pressure HP and then high pressure in space, which is called the ML or DRS direct room systems. The DL, again, is that hybrid system between the high pressure and the evaporative media. And then as a portable system, we have a B500, which is casters and can be placed in any room. And then we have our compressed air systems with air fog and jet spray. And then on top of humidification, we also have one type of dehumidification system. We offer a desiccant dehumidifier. And then we have some complementary products on water treatment from small size, from the ROH to large industrial commercial plant size, the MLRO, which generally pairs with our high pressure or direct room systems, adiabatic systems that need that treated water. So starting with our isothermal technologies, just a quick overview. Here again, this is a steam humidity source. It produces clean atmospheric steam, excluding that live steam system where you're directly injecting that pressurized boiler steam into the duct or air handler. We call it clean steam because you're boiling the water, so it's completely hygienic. This is a very highly specified and reliable technology. It is also a complete package product. So we say it has easy installation. It's very simple to order. It's plug and play. It has like a complete enclosure. You don't even have to really open the cabinet doors to do the installation. All the connection points are on the outside of the unit. That one exception again is the live steam, which requires some assembly between the actuators and valves and traps and whatever configuration you choose here. Some typical installations, most of the isothermal technologies are very flexible, so you can do an in-space type system or you can do an in-duct system. So on the left-hand side, we see an electric or resistive small unit there with a built-on blower pack. You can also remotely mount a blower pack in space to get that direct humidification. Most commonly, though, we do see in-duct applications. So on the right-hand side, either with like a single tube distributor like you see in the middle, or we go to like a larger distributor, that's SAMI, to get really good absorption distance. So you have a small footprint needed within that ducted space and very high efficiency in terms of steam loss. Just reviewing some benefits and considerations for each system. Again, here's like a good summary of what can be in space and in duct. The most of the isothermal technologies can be either using that blower pack. So starting with the electrode system, again, that's like the most common humidifier on the market. Some benefits is it's very easy to maintain because of that replaceable cylinder, and it has a very high electrical efficiency, but it only goes up to about 200 pounds, and you have to have specific water quality. That conductivity has to be really in that sweet spot to get optimal efficiency and not scale up the cylinder too much or not be able to boil at all. So if you have issues with water quality, you can move up to the RS series, which is a resistive element system. Here you can use potable RO or DI water, so it's more flexible on water type, and it is a very high precision unit as well. I always like to use example, this is actually the humidifier that humidifies the Mona Lisa, so they wanted that really precise humidification to keep the optimal conditions for that piece of work. And this, again, only goes up to about 200 pounds per hour on a single unit. Then for larger size systems, we have the gas-fired series of the GS. It's really efficient when you're looking at those really large capacities going up to 600 pounds per hour. However, there are gas regulations coming into play. So if they have gas on site, you do require that utility. And then our steam exchange series, these are very economical because you're using existing boiler steam on site. The SE series, you do have to do some maintenance. In the tank, there could be scale buildup. The LS series, though, has very high capacities and it's a very low first cost and has very economical operation. So moving on to the adiabatic technologies, just an overview of the benefits of using cold water. The first is energy saving. So steam humidifiers can use electricity or gas to boil the water, but again, that adiabatic humidifier draws energy from the air. So in terms of energy costs, it could be cents on the dollar compared to an isothermal system. On top of that, you get some free cooling benefits. So you're drawing energy from that air, which results in that sensible cooling that can be used to offset mechanical cooling requirements. It is also very flexible humidification type. Most systems are pretty custom setups. It's very flexible to allow for redundancy, and they have large single system capacities going up to about 2,200 pounds per hour on a single system. So really good to consider for large humidification jobs. It's a very bespoke solution, and there's a lot of customization that you can do here. And because they're cold water systems, you're not boiling the water to get that hygiene aspect. In order to get that, often you have to treat with RO water. And one of the byproducts of this is that you end up having very low maintenance on these systems. So again, cold water humidification leads to some evaporative cooling benefits, which could be useful in your project, depending on what the application is. And you would have low operating costs because of the energy required to change phase. Just another point is hygiene features. Condor products are equipped with many hygiene features to ensure clean operation of our adiabatic or cold water systems. Again, you're not boiling that water. So these include silver ion dosing, UV lights to break down the bacteria or cells within the water, and water treatment, so that reverse osmosis system. just an overview of some typical installations. The adiabatic technologies are less flexible in terms of space, and induct applications are kind of more specific. So looking at some induct in air handler solutions, on the top left, we have our DL series, so that mix of low pressure nozzles and ceramic media. Then below that, we have our high pressure system induct. That same system can also be fed to a direct room system in space. So in the middle picture there, we see our princess head that's in a factory installation that sprays humidification directly into the space. And then on the right-hand side, we have a traditional evaporative media system or evaporative cooler in the duct. So what's nice about that system is it's kind of contained to that footprint that you see there. Some benefits and considerations for these technologies. Again, a summary of if we can use in space or induct. They are pretty much dedicated to either an in space or induct solution. So just be aware of that when you make a decision on where you want the humidification to be. It kind of limits which products you can use. The ME series, some of the benefits, it's the best, most efficient evaporative cooler, has a very low energy consumption, and you can use potable water with this system, which is a good energy and cost saving standpoint. One consideration, though, has very low control accuracy because you have to wait for the media to fully dry up or to saturate to get that humidification. Jumping to the atomizing products, so the HP and ML, they also have evaporative cooling benefits and a very low energy consumption, but they're also very accurate because you're spraying that high pressure spray at 1000 PSI. It does require RO water, and it has a very long installation length requirement because of the atomization. And then we have the DL series hybrid. So that's kind of the best of both worlds between the ME and the HP ML systems. So you get that small footprint because you have the spray nozzles, but then an evaporative media. So it really limits how far you need in terms of installation length. It can be as small as like 24-inch installation. But it has that high accuracy that the HP has because you are spraying water. So again, it's hybrid, and it shows the features and benefits of both technologies that it's a hybrid of. Next is our air fog. So this is a very scalable system. It's very reliable, very low maintenance, and you don't necessarily need treated water for this one, but you do need compressed air on site. And then finally, our ultrasonic series. This is a very low energy consumption unit, even more so than the other adiabatic humidifiers. But it does require RO or DI water because of the piezoelectric transducers getting clogged. And it only goes up to about 40 pounds per hour in a single unit. So much smaller capacities compared to like the large scalability of the other adiabatic systems. And then onto some key takeaways or just a summary. Again, Condor has a complete product portfolio. We're very much a solutions-based company. We want to really dive into your application and project and determine the best solution for you using one of our unique technologies like the DL or combining some technologies as well. Adiabatic humidification provides energy-efficient humidification and free cooling, reducing operational costs. With electrification and that road to decarbonization, we feel that adiabatic humidification is really going to be a big player in the next few years in terms of new projects and where the future of humidification is going. And finally, resources are available to you. We have a free software online called condorhelp.com. That's it's na.condorhelp.com, but it's free to sign up. You can use it right away, and that will allow you to do some load sizing and select any of our products. Long building is also a great resource. There's many sales guys there to help you. Jordan can help you pick a Condor product that will suit your application. And then we have many apps that are available on the App Store that can do some different things as well. So you can check those out. And thanks, Jordan, for having me with that quick Condor overview.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. I think the information was really invaluable. As always, please reach out to your Long sales engineer if you have any questions, comments, concerns, would like a humidifier, or you know, we'd love to hear your feedback on the coffee break and any other products that you'd like to see. So thank you once again for everybody who showed up. Please join us next week where John Stumpf will be going over Daikin modular central plants and modular building for Daikin. So thank you guys, and hope to see you soon.